Mahomes is kind of in the news today as well, based on what he had to say yesterday on his contract. And this is what's so great about the NFL is press conferences with stars of the game pop up out of nowhere in what we at the NFL Network call the non-playing season. Because as we all know, there's no such thing as an off season in the NFL. There's always something going on.
Always.
And there are organized team activities now, and some quarterbacks don't show up. Some do. There's only one that is actually mandatory for people to show up at. Yesterday, Lamar Jackson at a press conference. He was there voluntarily at an organized team activity, which is what happens when you get pizzade, the manner in which he got finally pizzade. And as we all know, he got pizzade after Jalen Hurts got pizzade, and so on and so forth. And it all began with the first shot of the offseason contractual, if you will, I want to call it a war. Well, it's a war until the guy signs. It was kind of a war between the Ravens and Lamar until he signed. The first shot was the Giants going ahead and giving Daniel Jones a contract that is worth annually $40 million a year. And Chris is saying
it's
that's
his favorite
totally
deal of the
insane.
year, right?
It is. Still is. It's insane. And I keep saying it's what the market bears when it's your turn.
Right. I can't wait for my contract me to go.
Two-time Emmy nominee, actor. You know.
By the way, three.
Three times.
Three times.
Four-time if you count NFL Network.
Yeah, four-time. My bad.
At any rate. Hey. It was Daniel's turn. He got $40 million a year, and Burrow and Herbert still are going to get theirs. Mm-hmm. And as of now, after everybody's gotten their new contracts, Derek Carr got a new contract. Rodgers kept his. It's now Woody Johnson on the hook for paying Aaron Rodgers. Patrick Mahomes is now the 7th highest paid quarterback in the National Football League.
Wow.
And once Burrow and Herbert get theirs, Mahomes will be the 9th highest paid quarterback in the National Football League. And this was brought to Mahomes' attention yesterday, and here was his response.
I've always said I worry about legacy and winning rings more than making money at this moment. But I know we keep communication. We see what's going on around the league. But at the same time, I'll never do anything that's going to hurt us from keeping the great players around me. So it's kind of teetering around that line.
So you're not driven to be the highest paid quarterback average per year. I mean, that's not.
No. It's more of a, you just want to do whatever to not hurt other quarterbacks whenever their contracts come up. You want to kind of keep the bar pushing. And so it's not about being the highest paid guy. It's not about making a ton of money. I've made enough money where I'll be set for the rest of my life. But at the same time, you got to find that line where you're making a good amount of money, but you're still keeping a lot of great players around you so you can win these Super Bowls and you're able to compete in these games.
Makes complete sense. Like the answer, like it a lot. It's kind of saying, you know what, I'm not going to hold my team up for every last penny because I still understand the way this business works. But at some point, I'm going to look at where I stand in the grand scheme of things and have to have that corrected. And you know the Chiefs know that too. It was a very nuanced answer in this day and age. But the bottom line is he's going to have to get his at some point. And the fascinating part about all of this is the contract that he signed in 2020, that 10-year deal worth $450 million over the life of it. Do you know what? Year one of the contract wasn't 2020. It was last year. The 10-year deal began last year. So just 1 year in, talk about how it has not aged, or it's aged quickly, right? He's now the 7th best paid quarterback in the NFL. Just 1 year in, and he'll soon be the 9th best paid quarterback in the NFL just 1 year in. And by the way, you know what he did in his first year of his contract in 2022 is he set the record for offensive yards in a season with 5,614 yards, completed 67% of his passes.
That's not bad.
2 out of every 3 passes he threw was caught by a Kansas City Chief. All of them, interestingly enough, by Travis Kelce. It's wild. He led the NFL in passing yards, 5,250, and touchdowns, 41. And then he won the MVP award, joining Brett Favre as the only quarterbacks to have 2 MVP awards at age 27 or younger. And the amount of money he's slated to make.
Did he do something else, Rich?
In 2000, oh yeah, he won the Super Bowl, and he won the Super Bowl MVP. And in 2023, the amount of money he's going to make is the amount of money Daniel Jones is earning, $40 million.
Yeah. Thank you for making my point. I don't need any other defense. Like, I just walked out of the courtroom.
Did you drop the gavel?
It's nutty. It's nutty, and that's but the Chiefs knew that the contract wouldn't age well. Mahomes knew when he signed it, and because the cap number this year is $49,293,381, which is the highest cap number he's going to have over the life of the contract. So the highest cap numbers now, and then there's 8 more years to go. And with each passing year, Mahomes will get pushed down, and the cap will go up. So the question is how much will Mahomes be able to swallow until he puts his foot down? Or will he just say, I got a piece of the Royals. I'm pissing off all of Arizona by asking the Phoenix Coyotes to come to Kansas City. I'm good. I've got more money than anything else. And this is the time where I've got Kelce. It's amazing. It is amazing how the parallels between Brady and Mahomes get more stark every year. Because this is the only person currently in the NFL, and I believe it. Can it change? Absolutely. I understand someone can go on some incredible run. Gabe Davis is on in hour number 3. It could be Allen. It could be Burrow, who's going to get paid and is terrific. But right now, as we're sitting here, there's only one guy who could be even in the area code of the galaxy to catch Tom Brady with 7 Super Bowls by the end of his career, and it's Patrick Mahomes. And he could have been one closer, or he could have been 2 closer, winning one and Brady having 1 fewer had he won that Super Bowl. But he didn't. I get it. All I'm saying is this is the only guy who can have that shot, number 1. Number 2, we're already talking about taking less. Right? How many times did Brady supposedly give a discount to the Patriots? And then 3, at some point, right? At some point of his career, it was early on, he didn't have Gronk. It's kind of funny. Mahomes got his Gronk right off the bat. He got his 87 right off the bat.
Made the most of it.
And at some point, he's going to have to do this without Kelce. And then we'll see, can he reinvent himself? What's he going to do? And then, of course, the question comes, does he wind up playing for the Chiefs his entire career? Can he be the outlier on that front? That's so damn far down the road. But this is the sort of stuff I think about when I hear him say this. It sounds just like Brady. He's got Brady's in his sights, potentially. And he's also understanding the way Brady won them all is he didn't leave. He
left some on
some on the table, and he left some for other people. And then he eventually got his. And if you look at Brady right now, coming at the end of his career, it didn't look like he, was looking for money. And all Brady does is stare at the rings on his fingers and the trophies in the case. And we all know, though, at some point this deal's got to get redone. Because how much will Mahomes swallow to say, I've done all this and I'm not at all in the same conversation as that guy who's making just as much money as me. And, of course, Andy Reid managing it all. I think everybody's got their head screwed on right in Kansas City. I saw it firsthand at the draft.
Like it.
But it's just a fascinating conversation to me. And interesting how he says that you got to do a deal that is at least fine for the people who follow. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.